What up, my brother? All right, this is going to be interesting, so hold on tight. This is something that I just created. It's a framework for the Simba X channel, which is all about discovering who you are and discovering what your mission is in this world, what your job is, what are you supposed to do, right? We're all alive. We're here anyways. Who the heck am I? What am I doing here? Okay, so this is actually a formula that I call solve for X. X is like the math problem. You're solving for X. You're solving the biggest, most important question in the world. Who are you? And what are you doing here? Like the famous line, the two most important days in a person's life is when they were born and the reason they find out why. So here we go. We're diving in to the solve for X formula. You see here, there's these layers, circles, layers, and there's that big X in the middle. That's dividing it all into 4 different categories, all right? We got the 4X network and the 4G network. Stay with me. 4X network is explore, expand, express, and experience. The 4G network is get, give, grow, gratitude. Okay? By discovering all of these, you will discover who you are and what you're doing here. Let's dive right in. So here we have the circle of discovery. You see at the center you have the self. The self, like a glowing sun, is pure joy, it's pure love, it's pure awareness, it's pure godliness, it's good. You at the core of yourself, you are good. And we all know this deeply. We have a certain sense that really at the core we're good, we're pure, we're good, but there's layers and there's blockages for us to experience that goodness. So this is the core of it all. And you see here that there's the lines and the arrows are pointing in both directions. So when it comes to life, expansion, exploration, experience, and expression, these are all things that could either go inward, you could expand inward, or you could expand outward. And the ultimate life is expanding in both directions. And also having the wisdom to understand when it's time to expand inwards, when it's time to expand outwards. But the way I like to look at it, it's always good to start by expanding inwards and then expand outwards. And the way that we do that is through our mind, our body, and our self. So in order to grow yourself inward, it requires you experiencing the self. All you need to do in order to grow that relationship with your essential self, that spark of God within you, is spending more time with that self. Okay? And it's sitting in silence and being with that self. That's the core of all meditation and really spirituality, prayer. It's all to get you in touch with that place within yourself that's already okay, and you grow a relationship with that self. But it doesn't stop there. That's just one of the things that you can do in order to draw inspiration and happiness in life. But to actually fulfill your purpose, to be who you truly are, to be who you were sent here to be, it requires all of this work here. So we start with expansion, to understand that we're expanding outward and inward, and we do that by expanding our mind. And the way that you expand your mind is by learning new things, reading books, exploring new topics, new places, new people. Your mind is like a sponge. It soaks up information, and the mind also represents the emotions. Your emotions happen in your mind and your body. It's kind of a symbiotic flow going on, but the mind also represents the emotions. So when you expand your mind, you're also expanding your emotional health, your emotional well-being. You're more aware of yourself. You're more in touch with your emotions and how to navigate through your emotions. So that's one level of expansion. The other level of expansion is the body. And for our purpose right now, we're literally just going to keep it simple. And we're talking about getting stronger and bigger and healthier. So eating well, moving well, and sleeping well. That's expansion within your body. And the overall vibe of expansion is that you're growing, right? You're here in this growth center where you're growing, you're getting bigger. Expansion is all about getting bigger. And for everybody, this is going to be different, right? Whatever makes you bigger is not what makes me bigger. You might want to grow your body to be a really fast runner because that's what speaks to your self. That core that knows everything already will guide you as you start learning about your mind, as you start building your body. Yourself, your soul, your spirit will guide you into how you want to grow and how you want to expand. Okay? Now, that's just to understand the overall situation here. The overall vibe is that we're growing, we're expanding. Now, I like to actually start, if somebody was just starting on their journey of self-discovery, I would start them here on exploration. And I'll explain why. Exploration, let's just turn this so we can actually read it better. So we're spinning the wheel of life over here. And just in case you didn't see, we have the world. The world is outside that circle. Okay, so everything inside that circle is going on inside of you. It's your inner world. And then everything outside is how you're affecting the world. And when we talk about mission and we talk about purpose, really that's the world of action. That's where you're actually having an impact on the world. All this inner work is beautiful, and it might even be part of your purpose to discover who you are and to connect with who you are, but none of that really means anything unless you're giving to the world, you're contributing to the world. You weren't born to be an island, to just take and receive and know yourself. That's part of it. Know thyself so that you can give yourself, so that you can be yourself in the world. Okay, so everything outside that circle is a world. Now we're talking about exploration now. Step number 1 on discovering who you are and what you're doing here is just exploring. And I mean that in the purest sense of the word, like an explorer going to discover new islands, new places, or like a child exploring the backyard, looking for bugs, looking for flowers. That's the vibe of exploration. And again, the exploration goes inward and outward. So you can go outside of the circle and explore the world, explore different types of music, different types of people, different places, so many things to explore. And again, when you're exploring the world on the outside, you're listening to that essential self. You're listening to what speaks to you. So when you're exploring for the sake of self-discovery, you're exploring the map of yourself. Okay, this is something beautiful that I thought of, which is on a journey, the most important part is picking a destination. But on the adventure of life, the most important thing is to realize that you are the destination. On the adventure of life, you're discovering everything outside in order to point you inside. So when you explore the world, you're exploring music. The music that speaks to you, the music that you love and that makes you feel alive, that's the music. That music is showing you something about yourself. It's telling you something about yourself. You could actually learn who you are from what you enjoy. Even the foods that you like, the people that you choose to hang around, the type of nature that you like, it's all telling you something about yourself. So when you're exploring the world, you're exploring what you're getting. This is important. This is the energy of getting and receiving. You're exploring to see, what do you get from this world? What makes you feel alive? What fills your tank? And the reason why I love to start with exploration is because you can't give anything to the world until you have something of your own. So first you're exploring yourself and the world to fill your own tank with energy, with life, with excitement. So you're focusing on what you're getting. And that's on the level of overall approach, right? This outer circle is all about the overall vibe. This is like the mindset, the framework within what you're what the job is in this section. So this section is exploration. It's about getting. It's about what are you getting from the world and what are you getting from yourself. The next level is the level of body. And that's about how you feel. So as you're exploring the world, you're also exploring what makes you feel good. What feels good in your body? What feels good in your mind? What feels good in your emotions? What feels good to your soul? What feeds your soul? This is all part of the exploration. And the emotion is the emotion of wonder. The emotion of like childlike wonder, just asking questions, being curious. That's the pure emotion and the pure mindset of self-exploration. All right? So that's on exploration. Now the next step on the journey of discovering who you are after exploring is experiencing. So once you start to learn what you like, then you could start to experience yourself. Now you know what you like, okay? And this is not talking about 100% clarity. We're not talking about you know everything and that's it. You have the exact map. But you do have some pins that you put in the map. You do have some pointers. Oh, I like this kind of music. I don't like that kind of music. I like this food. I don't like that food. I like hanging around these people. I don't like hanging around those people. All right, now you got a general, that's enough to work with for now. You got stuff from the world. Now we're talking about experiencing. When you now you can go and experience those stuff, and you experience with the overall vibe of gratitude. Gratitude is the feeling of this is good. I like this. And it's interesting that you could actually approach you could go into a situation already feeling grateful for it before it even happens. That's the beauty of experience. When you go, let's say you're going on a hike, you can feel grateful going into the hike. You can feel grateful that you're going for a hike. And while you're hiking, the overall sense of the experience of life, the background is the background of gratitude. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be having an experience in life. And from there comes pleasure. When you have the background of gratitude is like the foundation. When you're operating off of the foundation of gratitude, then you could experience pleasure because you're open, your emotions are open. Gratitude opens you up. Right? You're not on guard, you're not blocking things out. And again, this is from the inside or the outside. So you're not blocking things out from the world and you're not blocking things out from yourself because gratitude opens your heart. So when you're grateful, you have an open heart, and now you could experience pleasure. Spiritual pleasure, physical pleasure, emotional pleasure. This is very good for relationships. When you're experiencing relationships, when you're grateful for the other person and you consciously decide to go into the conversation with gratitude for the other person, your heart is open to experience pleasure from them. And then the overall emotion of the experience of life when you're grateful and you're in pleasure is joy. That's the emotion of experiencing life connected to the self. Okay, so we talked about exploration, about getting, discovering what speaks to you. What do you get from this world? What makes you feel alive? Then we spoke about experiencing those things, being open with the feeling of gratitude, opening your heart with gratitude, experiencing pleasure and joy. And we talked about expansion, about growing yourself, becoming bigger, becoming better, whether it's physically, mentally, spiritually, all of them. Okay, now, once you have those things lined up in your life, now comes the main event, which is self-expression. In the expression section, it's all about giving. It's all about how can you take all these things that you know about yourself, that you discovered about yourself, and give it to the world. But not only give it to the world, because remember, we're going in both directions, so you can also give those things back to yourself. I'll tell you, for example, for me, a big way that I love to express myself is through the drums. I've been drumming most of my life. I got really good at it, and I feel like I can express my unique my uniqueness through the drums. And I love having that effect on people dancing, people smiling, people loving it. I love to give my passion to the world. So that's an example. My self-expression takes place through the drums. So it's about giving. I give to the world through the drums, but at the same time, I love drumming too. So that's a perfect example of something that I can give. I express myself, and I'm giving both to myself and the world. So giving is the overall vibe of expression. Every time you're expressing yourself, you're giving. It's a giving energy. And we do that through creation. And that's the body realm of expression, meaning action. You can express yourself in a dark room alone, but you're not giving anything to anyone. Nobody gets to experience your expression. So in order to do that, you need to create something. It's a creative act. Self-expression is a creative act, and this could come out in so many different ways. The way you dress, the way you speak, art that you create. You could create a quote, a letter, a book. So many things that you could create to express all these things that you discovered in the other 3 quadrants, in the other 3 sections, exploring what you get from the world. You can express that. You can express the things you love in a beautiful way. You can express your experience of the world, your gratitude, your pleasure, your joy. And you could also express the way that you're growing, your body, your mind. You can express that to the world. Let the world see it. Okay, so expression is where you truly come alive, and that's where you really truly start to step into your purpose in this world. When you express yourself. And the overall emotion of self-expression is love. It comes from love. And love and giving are directly connected. When you give, you love. And when you love, you give. So the emotion of love is the closest to the self. You see here, it's the next layer after the self is the emotion of love, because your essential self is love. And it's pure energy. It's even more than love. It's like godly love. On the level of the human mind and emotions, you express that as love, as warmth towards other people, caring about others, and caring enough to express yourself and give what you discovered about yourself to the world. So this is the work. Here's the work to be done, the 4X network and the 4G network. Exploration, exploring yourself, what makes you feel alive. Like I said, on the adventure of life, you are the destination. So explore the world, explore your world, and discover what makes you feel alive. Those are your golden breadcrumbs that are going to lead you home. Expand yourself, grow your mind, grow your body by reading books, working out, and getting into nature, getting good sleep. Express yourself. Express who you are to the world. Give your gifts to the world and experience gratitude, experience the world, take it in, but take it in from that foundation of gratitude and joy and pleasure. The 4G network is getting, giving, growing in gratitude. Focus on filling your vessel. Give to the world, grow yourself, and be grateful for life, because life is a gift. That's why they call it the present. Peace.